Okay, Travis Wayne Goodsill. I've been looking around, reading up on civil cases, and have found that a defendant in a civil case can plead no contest. And so that's curious. My case against the LDS Church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is in four main categories. Five, I guess. The first is treason. Yeah, treason. What they've done to me constitutes an act of treason, not only against me, but as a result of against the United States of America. That's how serious the charges are against them. And so, yeah, war crimes are also involved in the second category. Because of what they've done to me during the attack on America by Russia. The church has participated and made examples out of me involved in this. The next one, third category, is RICO violations. That involves criminal organization crimes. And you don't need to have the boss, the president of the church, or the corporation of the church, be the one giving orders. You don't need him on tape, you don't need him on documents or emails or on video giving orders. All you need is someone in his organization committing a crime. I've got both. So, that's why RICO is involved. The next one is bigamy. The church no longer practices polygamy, so everybody make sure you get that correct. The Mormons have complied with the United States government and no longer practice polygamy. They now practice bigamy. So my two case examples are used as 2 counts of bigamy against the LDS Church. And then hate crimes rounds it off. And the hate crimes are the least disturbing of the church's crimes that I'm accusing them of. And because it's a civil case, they won't be going to jail, prison. It would be a life sentence if they were sent to prison because of their old age. And so, because it's civil, I was ordered by the judge, you can't whistleblow in a court. And I knew that, but I needed to have the case opened so that I can defend myself from the RICO violations against me locally. And so I requested damages sufficient to shut down the whole operation of the corporation, because they can't be allowed to continue to commit crimes. And if it's just arbitrated or mediated, whatever it's called, in another court, where the church, is forced to pay several thousand to me, that's not going to solve the problem. That's actually going to make it worse for me, because I'm going to have to report that money, and that will destroy me financially. So it would be bad for me if it went to some mediation court or whatever it's called, and it will allow the church to continue to exist and continue to torture me through their associates. So I put there in my my requested amount. I put that in there as a notification to the judge. Then I said that 2 conditions are then necessary if I'm forced to declare an amount. The one is that the church transfer the whole corporation over to me, and I don't take any legal and financial troubles that the church has gotten themselves into, which would destroy Kay Burningham's case. It would destroy the IRS case of this Nielsen guy, who's been making the rounds lately. And then I would, of course, run the organization, and of course I have no need for money. I do what I do, and as long as I get what I need to do what I do, I'm fine. I can live in a small little place as long as I've got plenty of room to do what I do. And so I would be giving everything away, which would involve getting the poor out of poverty, which is exactly what I would do with that much money. The other choice is if the judge insists that it's a money amount, and I said it needs to be the full amount, and indicated that the church was estimated at either in the tens of billions or hundreds of billions, and with the IRS whistleblower, it's in the hundreds of billions, if not more. And so the judge will be apprised of the IRS whistleblower case in this. So what is the church going to do once they get the lawsuit? The church with K said, "We're a religion, we're untouchable." And so Kay responded, "No, they're not. I put it in the original lawsuit. The church is purposely trying to stonewall." And so that's why Kay's is going to be difficult for her to prove. She's got a case, but she's not pursuing RICO in the way I'm pursuing RICO with the church. And so they can't pull that stunt with me. I even put it in the beginning of the nature of the case, the Elder Pullman's talk, that controversy back in 1984, which I've found out recently the church has pulled it down from the conferences. You can't find it in the October conference when it was held. You have to go to YouTube to get it. And so that's pretty funny that the church wants that kept secret when they went through all that trouble to have him alter his talk. And so I pointed out that the church is trying to claim that they are one and the same as the religion. And the reason for that is so that they can claim immunity from any and all prosecution. Because if the church is the religion and the religion is the church, then the church can do all sorts of crimes under the guise of religion. And that's the basis of my lawsuit, is that's what exactly they're doing as a criminal organization. And so they can't stall that way, though they may still do it just for the sake of doing it. It will go to a hearing if they pull that stunt. And so the church will then have to decide, are we going to take this all the way to defend the church? The church has a habit of settling out of court. But like I said, it can't be for a minimal settlement, slap on the wrist, and back to criminal organization they go. And so settlement is out of the question for them here. So they either have to take it to court and say that they're not guilty, and we're going to fight Travis on this, and then I'll just show their own documents against them, and they lose. And as a result of them going to trial and them losing, they will then be subject to criminal charges by the United States government. And so that's not going to be good for them. And so their other option is to plead guilty. Well, if they plead guilty, then they accept that they're criminally liable, and therefore they're going to be subjected to civil punishment as well after I get my money damages. And so that's not something they want either, even though that would be the honest thing to do. And so the only thing I see them being forced to do, which is why I looked it up, is to plead no contest, where they say we're not admitting fault, but we'll take the punishment. And I think that they would have to do this and hope that the judge is going to say, now Travis, you're being unreasonable, shutting down their whole operation and taking that much money from them. I think that's what they're going to hope for. But yeah, I made sure to put it in there. These are serious, and that they need to be shut down, because I can't have them continuing to commit crimes against me, and I can't be silenced to speak out against them. And so, yeah, I think they're going to have no choice but to plead no contest. And that means that I won't get to play the card that I was hoping to play once their lawyers submit their first response. I was really hoping to play that card. You know, I don't have a poker face, so you can tell it's a good card, and that everybody else should fold. But I may still be able to play it as a response to their response, just to ensure that the awarded damages will do the job. So we'll have to see. Like I have been talking about, if Trump shuts down the government, I'll have to wait until it lifts before the judge or myself will be able to file, because the federal courts will be shut down for at least the civil cases. And so Kay Burningham's case is in jeopardy if the government shutdown proceeds. But if the government doesn't get shut down, because apparently Congress has agreed to a bill, and so it's on Trump's desk waiting for him to sign or veto it. So we'll have to see. It's in Trump's hands now. But if he signs it and doesn't desire to retaliate against Nancy Pelosi, which is not Trump, as one of his former employees was interviewed on Rachel Maddow last night, warned America he's going to retaliate for this impeachment. So we'll have to see. But if he does sign it, I'm going to expect the judge to release or allow me to have the marshal service deliver the lawsuit without me having to pay $100 to find somebody to do it for me, to give it to the church. The church's lawyers. And so, yeah, that would mean a Christmas gift to the church for all that they've done for me and done to me. And then we'll have 30 days from the 24th, so the 29th of January, which is Wednesday in January. Wait a minute, no, that's 29th. I mean 24th, that's Friday. Oh, perfect. So, yeah, and people always wait until the last second to file stuff, don't they? So, alright, so now we wait, and wait, and wait. But rest assured, the church is going down in flames. So it's just a matter of whether it's the IRS guy who will financially hurt them for life, but allow them to continue to exist, or me, who will be shutting them down permanently. See, the other guy, Nielsen, he's going to keep the money to himself. He's not going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. There will be no more poor when I win this case. And that I will promise you right here, right now. So, alrighty.